So, after East India Company and Commander's Conquest of the Americas, what inspired you to start working on this Pirates of the Black Cove?
Sure, it's a good question. Actually, I don't know if you guys are aware, but we just recently released Woody Two Legs, Attack of the Zombie Pirates, which was a Halloween-themed standalone DLC for Commander. So in some instances, there was an inspiration drawn from there. On the other side, and I think this is more internally for us, is the guys were sort of wanting to do something where they had a little bit more creative input on it. So we let them sort of run with this in an instance, and as a result, so too was Pirates of Black Cove was born, basically.
And of course, the pirates that roam the Caribbean have been kind of popular in, you know, the Pirates of the Caribbean themed movies and all of that. Was that an inspiration, or did you want to do something a little bit different?
Definitely. I mean, of course, all of these are contributing factors into the inspiration, but what we knew, we always wanted to have pirates. That was a given. And what we wanted to do was, obviously, we have to follow a certain code that pirates live by within the game, but we also wanted to create an environment of timelessness so that we're not, for example, stuck to any sort of historical weaponries or any of that skills and abilities of characters or units can be a little bit out there. So we lent a little bit toward the action side, brought in elements of fantasy and sort of tied RPG elements directly to the player character. This gave us this timelessness, and obviously the art style needed to match all of this. So, you know, it's a combination of many things, sort of some of its parts, basically. But we're really excited about not having any boundaries in terms of what we can do or the weaponries that we have to employ, and it's all about gameplay and what we can bring extra to the level of gameplay for the player.
What can you tell us about the story of the game and what the player is tasked to do?
Storyline is still very much work in progress. One thing we do want to bring out in storyline is, I wouldn't say humor, but more a degree of wit. The basic premise is as follows. You have your 4 factions within the Caribbean that are pirate factions. One of the factions, namely the Pirates of Black Cove, are unleashing an unholy evil control over the Caribbean and the residents of the Caribbean, and you as the player character are you're destined to unite all 3 of the pirate, corsair and buccaneer factions, and only once you've done this can you actually in unity go up against the Pirates of Black Cove, defeat them and assume your rightful place as the king of all pirates. So it's kind of your typical Middle-earth sort of story.
You must unite to conquer.
Correct, 100%, yes.
So you spoke a little bit about the fantastic elements of it, you know, the things that you've done that aren't exactly historically accurate. Could you tell us a little bit details on what that is?
Sure. I mean, for example, let's look at ship types. They aren't historically accurate to the time or era. The weaponries that they have on board, we have these heat-seeking missiles, which I think is more a modern-day weapon than it is 16th, 17th century weapon. We have shrapnel bombs, which you basically shoot up into the air and they explode and act as phosphorus, so burn holes in enemy ships. We have characters such as our pirate characters or unit types that have barrels as wooden legs. This allows, or you want him on board your ship, because if you take damage on the side, you can use the barrel to plug the damage, these kinds of things. So, I mean, you know, we're not bound to anything in specific and that's happening.
So you mentioned some RPG elements. How will that play into the game?
Well, basically, again, beginning of the game, you have to select a character. You need to make sure that this character has a certain set of skills and abilities that suit your need. There are male and female characters, so we're obviously not aiming to appeal to only a male demographic. Your character is a character that's destined, A, to unite the factions of the Caribbean, and B, to assume the role or throne of king of all pirates. There's also leveling up opportunities, so choosing from, after missions, choosing from a pool of skills and abilities that you're able to assume for yourself as player character or distribute amongst your crew. So these are the basic sort of elements. Experience points that are gained at the end of missions and things, again, for your crew and all that type of thing. So basic RPG sort of nuts and bolts, yeah.
So where are you at in development right now?
Currently, we're very early phase. I think we need a little bit of a ramp up. We're aiming to be in early beta by April, and obviously releasing some of this year. So it's quite a ways to go, but a lot of it's been going on under the hood and coming together slowly. Yeah.
You have a lot of experience in those sea legs, though, in making that kind of game.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.